Hi there, and welcome to week 8 of the Orkney Bowl weekly review. Unfortunately for yourself, I'm by myself because Craig's too scared being Halloween. He's not want to go outside in case somebody thinks he's a monster. Anyway, so we'll start off with the trade news. There's been a couple of trades in the last week. So we've got the Aberdeen Bucks trading with the Yorkshire Finns. So Sam Howell and Tyler Boyd. Sam Howell actually sat on his bench that week, but Tyler Boyd did play. And we've got the Yorkshire Finns with Jordan Love and Sky Moore. Sky Moore obviously on the bench because he's pish, and then Jordan Love to Duke Mueller. So it's an okay draft. I'm just not really sure why he got Sam Howell, because I think he's maybe got 2 on his team, but we'll find out in a bit. But that's the first trade. And the second trade, bit of controversy in this one because it came through when I was at work on Sunday, and I did process it 3 hours before kickoff. Unfortunately, Port Belly was trick-or-treating, and they are very late. So Devontae Smith got added to the team after kickoff, but Crew Juggernauts did okay with it, and we did a vote on the poll. And it just so happened you'll find out the result of that game because they were playing each other. So Tony Pollard, Devontae Smith. I do prefer the Devontae A-Chain and Amon St Brown because Crew Juggernauts are a high-scoring team, so there's a good chance that they will make the playoffs, and there'll be 2 good players come the playoff time. So that's the trades done. So we'll go to Team of the Week. We have South London Rebels, who now go 7-1 with a whopping 319.96 points. Unfortunately, it's got a couple of cowgirls in the team that helped them win. But obviously, CD Lamb top 4 of 47 points, Prescott 44, Kamara 31. So, barring Jacoby Myers, where Garoppolo couldn't hit a barn door from 5 foot, the rest of the team did really well. And on his bench, he obviously had Davis 27 points, Kincaid 23 points, and David. And yeah, even his bench is looking pretty good. Hence why he's 7-1. But obviously, Craig will be biting the fact he's got 3 quarterbacks, but it seems to work. He's got to pick the right one. But basically, that quarterback nearly scored the same as what the other 2 did. But then, of course, we now have another team in the 300 club. Carlton Crew guy. Not surprisingly, he's got CD Lamb and Prescott on his team. So that's obviously going to help you when you've got 91 points between the 2 of them. But having McCaffrey, Gibbs going off, Addison, McCullough, McLaurin, Thielen, Hawkinson, Schultz and Folk let him down, but his bench looks pretty strong as well. So I don't think it'll be 5-3 for long, but I'm pretty sure he would have won this week anyway. So we'll go on to we'll do the Rousey Cup. The video is going out on YouTube later, but I'm not going to go on to the next stage. I'm just going to go for the results in this one. So we'll watch that now. Got some nice matchups there. I think there's one team that's quite far behind, but had a really good score and actually came on to win. But the other ones basically held on from the first leg of games. But There's some nice matchups in the next round, but if you watch a video coming on YouTube later on tonight, you'll see it. I think it's about 10:30 it's coming out. So we'll go on to the league news, and we'll go to St Magnus Division. I'll find it. There we go. So obviously, luckily enough, myself as a top scorer of the week again, 272.56. Unfortunately, I've gone and lost Kirk Cousins now for the season, so I may have to rely on Derek Carr for a couple of weeks. That could be interesting. But yeah, it was a good scoring game, and Jack did a really good score as well. But unfortunately, he came up against a creative AJ Brown, KJ Osborne, and Jordan Allison, both scoring between nearly 50 points between them. Everybody scored basically apart from Aaron Jones and the kicker, and obviously a couple of nice defenders. Jack's team was let down. Well, he's still not got a kicker, so Jack, you will have to pick up a kicker at some point. But you've not got Craig shouting about that one, so that's not bad. You've lost Kendrick Bourne on IR, so you've got game. Davis on the bench, that's a nice replacement for him. Miles Sanders did well leaving him on the bench because he did absolute bugger all in his game. We've got Meyer. Yeah, Evans was a bit less, but you had DeAndre Hopkins, that was a nice put in, that one. And Jamar Chase always is good. I think Chase and Burrow Stack, I think it is, yeah. Henderson and Derek Henry. So let's say you scored 224 points, which is still a bloody good score. It's just unfortunately you came up against the top score of the week. Then the next time we got Doug's let himself go there and obviously come up against 193 points is still a good score, but unfortunately not when you come up against 226 points for the Rotherham Raiders. So it gets them up to 3 and 5, Doug down to 4 and 4. Then of course they probably tie the match. You've got Portsmouth Pirates, who actually for quite a long time looked like they were going to win this game. But then Brown T came out and just showed why they're 7 and 1 and scored 1,700 points and a 3-game win streak. So that's always good for that one. But 5 and 3, they're still not just sitting in 4th at the moment, so that's not too bad. Obviously, I've got 4 and 4. Warner Brothers will obviously get that one up to back to level of a Tiger Scott against Stephen. It's a bit unlucky, 201 points a game, but lost. And poor Arthur, 218 points, but unfortunately you come up against probably the highest scoring team. Well, they were the highest scoring team. They're now the second highest scoring team in the league, the EK Colts. So what happened? Well, Elliott. But, well, it could have been a higher score with Adams getting nothing, basically. Your Jonu Smith. But no, if you keep on scoring like that, Arthur, it's not going to be long till you're on the win zone instead of being 0 and 8. Obviously, it's probably a bit too late for the playoffs now, but you're obviously playing for divisions. And then down the bottom there, you've got Hot Dog Hot Shots, who still managed to score 208 points as well, but unfortunately came up against the Stoke-on-Bengals with 217 points and 61. So you've got to feel a bit unlucky with that one. So there's been a lot of nice scoring in that one, a lot of high scorers, which is good. I suppose there was no bye weeks this week, so everybody got the whole team to choose from, barring any injuries. But it has been a bit brutal with injuries for quarterbacks for this weekend, so we'll wait and see what happens. So currently sitting at 2 teams on 7 and 1, Stoke-on-Bengals, Leeds Flassos, and myself, Instant Flyers in 3rd place. Portsmouth Pirates on their own with 5 and 3. Then you've got 4 teams on 4 and 4, EK Colts, Warner Bray, Tophead, and Whitworth Rockstars. And then you've got the Rotherham Raiders on 3 and 5. And I'm probably thinking 2 and 6 and 0 and 8 are maybe getting a bit too much now, because although you're probably playing all the top teams, so you've got to play each other maybe. But it is looking a bit unlikely for getting to that top, up the top half. But you never know, it is fantasy football, anything can happen. So coming up for the next week, I'm up against Doug, and I'm going to have to find a quarterback unless I play Derek Carr. There's not really much in the waiver wire, to be honest. So it should be a close game. You've got the Whitworth Rockstars, hopefully bounce back against the Rotherham Raiders, who obviously won last week as well. You got the Orkney Warriors, who won last week, but are hoping to go 2 in a row, but they're up against the Leeds Lassos. But bye weeks might help. Oh, it's got Daniel Jones back in. So that should be a close game. Obviously, Leeds Lassos will be wanting to get to that elusive 8th win. This is going to might need 9 to get to top 3, but they'll be hoping to go 8-1, so it should be a good game. You've got Portsmouth Pirates coming up against the Laxdale Legends, who have been a bit unlucky, to say the least, but it's looking like it could be another close game. Obviously, they've not maybe set their teams. Stoke-on-Bengals are looking strong and going up against. So you got the high. This is obviously the matchup of the week because it's the highest scoring team against the second highest scorer of the team in the league. So that should be really good. Oh, and we've got a hot dogs against Plymouth Argyle Brands because this is the week that Arthur's going to get his break his duck. I hope so, because it would be really nice to get there, Arthur, because you have been pretty unlucky. You were unlucky against me when I played you, and you were unlucky last week because I thought for a lot of the time you were actually going to get there when you had that score, but alas, it didn't actually happen. So next week, so obviously the game of the week here will be Stoke-on-Bengals against the EK Colts. I suppose I'll probably have to keep an eye on my one against Doug as well, but this is the Stoke-on-Bengals and EK Colts. That will be a cracker. So now we'll move on to the Yesneby division. Craig's one. Obviously, my co-host isn't here. Maybe didn't want to talk about this game against the Aberdeen Bucks. He did score 181 points, but coming up against 243. So he's now sitting 1-7. And Aberdeen Bucks getting a nice win there. Let's see where we are. So obviously that breaks your losing, so you can get back onto a win to get them up to 5-3. Then obviously you've got Duke Muirler, 162 up against 174. So it's not one of Godam and Golk's highest scoring games, but a win's a win, so it gets them up there. They're the lowest scoring team in the top 4, but they're sitting at third. You can't really argue with that. They're up in 6-2, and you've got the Bodom Bears getting their second win of the season against the Ancoats Citizens in a very close game. So I'm really hoping that doesn't come down to a score correction. But let's see what's the defenders. Oh, he only got 2 points of Edmonton. I'm wondering if he went off. Anzalone is always a good one. Kendricks. Obviously, Donald's People Jones is traded to the Detroit, so that actually might be a nice one for Ancoats Citizens, especially if Aaron Aston Brewer's still ill. You've got Jigpaw, Garrett. Oh, it's hard to say, but if he played Garrett, he would have won. Well, he won anyway, but it would have been a nice, more convincing. But he's probably a bit nervous, but hopefully no score corrections change the outcome of that game. Then obviously the high-flying Glasgow Eagles, Graham, 7-1 and scoring nearly 300 points, which is very, very impressive. With Derek Carr at quarterback, even more impressive. But obviously Kamara, Etienne, Lamb again, Hopkins, Thielen, still got reasonable score, but not great. Goddard, Stevenson, Swift, Elliott, Warner, and Oxshire. Yeah. Oh, Kincaid on the bench, but apart from that, it's the perfect lineup set up by Graham. And obviously, under the weather, Patrick Mahomes doesn't really help. Alavi seems to do the odd catches, but not really much this season, which is a bit disappointing because I expect a lot from him. Nico Collins not done much. Let's say 221 points. It would probably win quite a lot of games in this division this week, but unfortunately you come up against the top team. So unlucky Bedford Brewskis. I thought if you do that against, was it 1, 2, any other team apart from 3 others, you would have won. But that's just the joys of fantasy football, I guess. Then obviously we come up this with a cracker, 6-2 Alaska Deep Freeze against the 5-3 now Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are the highest scoring team in the league, but unfortunately they couldn't keep up with Alaskan Deep Freeze this week. So Alaskan Deep Freeze are on a 4-game win streak, just like Graham is, go 6-2 and jump up 2 spots and jump above Godam and Goats because they're a higher scoring team. So it's looking very good for them as well. But you are on the 1 game back. Like I say, you're a high scoring team, so there's a good chance you bounce back and get to that 6 wins, and hopefully one of them slip up. And of course, Sam, no longer down the bottom there, and actually jumping up a spot to 10 spot on his second win in a row against the Lee Vikings 5-3, 203 points to 172. So well done, Sam. That's a good one. That's 2 in a row. And unfortunately, my poor co-host, who couldn't be here, maybe is hiding because he's bottom of the league, is sitting at 1-7 behind Bedford Brewskis. So not doing too great, Craig, but let's say it's all about next year and getting position. And it could actually be the game of the week. Next week you've got Craig, Edinburgh Packers against the Bedford Brewskis. So it's a battle of the 1-7s. So that should be fun. Can't wait to hear him talk about that one next week. And then you've got the Buccaneers looking to bounce back, get to 6-3 against the currently two in a row win Darlington Rams. So if Sam could get an extra win here, that would be an awesome result, Sam, if you could get that one. But of course, the bye weeks are back in now, so that's a little bit of a help, provided you're not missing any players yourself. And of course, if it wasn't for Craig playing down the bottom at 1-7 apiece, the tie of the round would probably be Aberdeen Bucks against the Glasgow Eagles, because the Glasgow Eagles got a good chance to get to that elusive 8th one and hopefully stay on. I've got Citizens will be looking to go 6-3 and knock the Godam and Goats down a peg and go down 6-3 too. Some good matches there. So the Buccaneers, highest scoring team and highest conceding team. But at least they're actually in credit now, so that's quite good. But it's hard to do that. It's actually very impressive to win 5 games when you've conceded the most amount of points, I have to admit. So well done. So we'll go on to the Queen Division 3 now. And this is the 300 teamer. We've got Carlton Crew coming up against poor Pez. Sorry, Pez, but 131 points probably wouldn't win you many games. I think maybe one in this whole league, but coming up against 316 points, you're not a chance in that one. Sorry. And a great result by Guy, and another nice win by the Glossop Fighting Gophers to get to 5-3 against the Edinburgh Thunderbirds, who are unfortunately still looking for that first win. But looking at it, they've beaten 2 other teams in the league this week, but it just didn't happen that they came up against Glossop Fighting Gophers. And they go the Whitehill Tigers going down to the Seattle Patriots 234 to 196. So that'll be a 3-win streak now for Seattle Patriots, getting up to 5-3. They're still 1 spot behind the Whitehill Tigers on points scored. Carlton Crew have gone up to 5-3. Certainly, they're now the highest scoring team after that, which is not really surprising. When they've outscored a lot of teams by quite a lot. You've got the Manchester Bees, who for quite a while did look like they were going to lose, but they've come through, scraped us, I think, to 7-1. I say, it doesn't matter how you did it, as long as you get the win, and you did. There were a lot of players underperformed, but they will bounce back. And it's good to get a win when you don't play well. So well done, Pat. That's a nice win for yourself there. And the Backfoot Panthers also going 7-1. Not the highest scoring game for themselves either, but you can only beat who's in front of you. And unfortunately, it was Martin, who slips to 4-4. Still not bad, 4-4, but this is a league where you have 2 7-1s 4, 5 and 3s, 3, 4 and 4s, 2, 1 and 7s, and a 0 and 8. So they're basically out of it. But the Chargers were close, and they could probably maybe stop a team getting into the playoffs just by winning a game against them. So they could have a lot to say on who goes up against what. This week you've got the Preston Hawks are coming up against the Glossop Fighting Gophers. Hopefully Pez will get a win there. You've got the Carlton Crew, poor Edinburgh Thunderbirds, coming up against last week's highest scorers. The Glenrothes Nazgols hoping to go 5 and 4 and not the Seattle Patriots win streak on their backside and go 5 and 3 too, to go 5 and 4. This Banquet Panthers against the Whitehall White Tigers will be a good one. You got a 4-game win streak against a 1-game losing streak, but scoring wise, they're pretty similar so far this season, so it'd be nice. Should be a close game. Then you've got the Kirkwall Chargers up against the New Barstow Mashers. Where Kirkland's sitting in 8th, but could they'll jump up one spot. Then you've got the Manchester Bees hoping to get their high scoring reputation back and carry on the 7-game win streak and get to 8 games against the Chicago Scorpions, who won last week, but sitting at 4 and 4, just outside the top 6. It should be another good week. So my tie of the week will be Blackfoot Panthers against the Whitehall Tigers. I think it's because I do like that one. It's a battle of the Tigers and the Panthers, so that'll be a bit of a scrap. So we'll move on to Division 4. Now we have the Dublin Everton Blues, 179 against the 233 Solihull Sharks. So one goes 5 and 3, one goes 3 and 5. So it was a must-win for the Solihull Sharks, which they've managed to do. So that's a nice one. Missing Craig to come up with other permutations, to be honest, but sorry. So, but that's the second loss in a row for Danny. So he'll be hopefully panicking a little bit because he dropped down to 5th place. And you've got the Nairn Knights getting up to 4 and 4, so they'll be on a 2-game win streak up against the Leeds Leopards. It's not very close. And obviously Yorkshire and Weirtles, you've got to feel sorry there for Johnny. 233.08 points, and you come up against the Waterloo Warriors. If you played them last week, you'd have beat them. Unfortunately, this week they outscored you. So unlucky. I am. That is really unlucky. You and Arthur both scoring over 200 points, try to get your first wins, and it just didn't happen. But if you can carry on like that, it can't be long till you will get your first win. So keep at it. And of course, poor Gary, who finished his marathons around the British Isles, 194 coming up against a high-scoring team, and on a 4-game win streak, the Leicester Tigers, 275.91. You come up against Tua, Paul, Kamara, Tua and Hill again, Boyd, CD Lamb, Hawkinson. Yeah, that team's pretty loaded. That'd be why they're sitting at the top. And then obviously you've got the Newcastle Colts getting a nice win there. So that gets them 2 wins in a row, up to 6th spot for Shawnee Boy, 199.91 against 171.33 Preston Panthers. They've dropped 2 spots. And obviously Nairn Knights and Newcastle Colts have jumped up a spot each, so that's why they've gone down 2. But it's probably closest at that scores. And obviously Harrow Harlequins, who they're a bit up and down. They've got a really good team and they do high scores, and sometimes they come up 193, but you come up against J Bones and the Workshop Doth Rookies at 235, who are on a 4-game win streak. So at one point they were 2 and 2. So they've obviously, Jamar Gibbs was certainly out with that one, 38 points. Oh, Sky Moore. Oh, Moore and Tony in the same team. It's on the bench. Oh, well, he's lost Brown, he's lost Bourne. Remember, if your players are inactive or on IR, you can put them into your IR spot, and you can try and pick up somebody to replace them. So if you get stuck. Obviously, the highest scoring team of the team was 7 and 1, Leicester Tigers. And obviously Waternorton bounced back with that closest game to go 7-1 also. And works up their Rookies up 2 spots to third, so they're sitting nice at 6-2. 2 teams at 5-3, but they both lost this week, so hopefully they'll be trying to bounce back. Poor Sean, who's got 4-4, actually having conceded 1,700 points, and they're nearly catching up with the points scored, but they're at 4-4, sitting in 6th. Nairn Knights, who've had an easier points against, but they've 0.01 point difference between Nairn Colts and Nairn Knights per point scored. That's right. And they're both on 4-4, so that's quite impressive. Craig would have loved that one, but unfortunately, he's not here to see that one, so he might make a comment. Then you've got the Preston Panthers 4-4, and you've got Solihull Sharks 3-5, and probably getting a bit out of the way now for the Leeds Leopards, Butcher Goldrup, and Yorkshire Muertos. But obviously, pride's at stake, and you want to at least get a win. Come on, Johnny, you can do it. If you keep on scoring like last week, the wins will come. So who's playing who in week 9? You've got the Leeds Leopards against the Solihull Sharks. So the Solihull Sharks will be looking to get to 4-5 to get a nice boost, which would be good. If they lose that one, I think it's basically gone now. Dublin Everton Blues will be hoping to stop the slide, but come up against 2 wins in a row near Knights. Not what you really want. Ooh, 2 7-1s up against each other. Leicester Tigers against the Waternorton Warriors. That will be probably the tie of the whole league if they score like they've been scoring lately. Oh, I've got Johnny against Gary at the bottom there. So, should be a good one. I'm friends with both, so I'm sitting on the fence for that one. Sorry, because I'd like to see Johnny win, but obviously Gary too. But then Gary is a 49ers fan, so I'm not sure. I might have to just go for Johnny in that one just to get that first win, because it's just so nice to see. It'd be nice to see everybody at least get the first win, and if he does win, he would jump above Gary because he's actually scored more points. So that's another classic. Oh, and you've got Preston Panthers against the Harrow Harlequins. Both looking to bounce back after losses. And then down the bottom there, you've got 2 teams that are in form. You've done 4 wins in a row, Workshop of Rookies, 6-2 against the 2 wins in a row. Newcastle Colts, who have actually outscored them by over 200 points. But it's picking the right team, so that's the problem. So good luck to everybody. And obviously, tie of the week, Leicester Tigers, Waternorton Warriors, with a notable tie of the week, Yorkshire Muertos against the Wiltshire Gold Rush. So good luck, everybody. So we'll move on to the West Conference, the Happy Valley. Here we have the Richmond Reds, 256.11 against Quaybanks Lightning, the 193.56. So Richmond Reds got to 5-3, Quaybanks go to 4-4. So obviously it was a close game. It was close standings to start, so you get a nice win there. I'll get the league up. So that'll be 2 wins in a row for the Richmond Reds and 2 losses in a row for the Quaybanks. So the slide is still going on. Then, of course, you've got the top team. The team of the week, or team of the division, Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads, 6-2. A very nice win coming up against the Dickensheath Demon, 5-3. So you obviously, for that sort of scoring and standing, you've really got to have a good result. And that actually puts the Gothenburg Cheeseheads to the top of the division with a 3-game win streak, and the Dickensheath dropped down to 4th from 3rd. Then you've got the Lemony Fresh, who are on another good win after 2 wins in a row after that score correction. So potentially they could be 4-4 if it wasn't for bloody sleeper changing the scores. Go 248.55 against the Darlington Dragons, who are 3-5. So they're both 3-5, but we all know that Lemony Fresh should be 4-4 if it wasn't for stupid score corrections. So they're sitting behind Darlington Dragons 9th and 10th, but at least they're level on games win now. Gothenburg Angels, who are starting to slip a bit, dropped down to 2nd place at 5-3. And the Norwich Muster Men, still a good game, 214 to 235. They go up 2 places to 3rd. So it's a Bijan, we'll start. That's basically nearly the difference is those two. Oh, the defender, Edmondson. So another one, Edmonds in the team. Kenny's a good player, but something I don't know. Not sure what happened. Did he get taken out? Because well, we're going to be out for a few games, so hopefully you've got somebody in the bench to replace him. You got White. Well, at least you've got a replacement, so that's good. But still 5-3, sitting second in division with the second highest score in the division as well. So that's good. So then you've got Cork Red Army, unfortunately coming up against the Orkney Bowl Titans, who now go 5-3 as well. So that's another good one. They've gone up one spot to 5th place, 200 points. This is not the highest scoring league as some of the other ones, but still good games. And of course, down the bottom there, Guildford Raptors looking for a second win, only lose out by less than 4 points to Yeovil Winners, who jump up to 6th spot in the division. So, and of course, they lost Stafford, which doesn't help. Dodgy touchdown dive, a 2-point conversion dive and hurt your fingers. But we lost Greenlaw in the game, so that didn't help. Poor Dave. But 218 points, if you carry on doing that, you'll not be losing too often. So keep on going. It's looking quite good. There we go. So Norwich Mustard Ben, who's had 1,700 points, sitting at 5-3, is very impressive. Bonnie Cheesehead sitting with the most points after that high score this week, sitting at 6-2, one game ahead of 6 teams on 5-3. So anything can happen in this league. One team on 4-4, 2 teams on 3-5. They're not out of it yet, depending on the fixtures. But definitely the Guildford Raptors and Cork Red Army are just battling out for pride now, I guess it. So let's see who's playing each other on week 9. Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads against the Quaybanks Lightning. So they've got top against 8th. So we've got a 3-game win streak against 2 loss streaks. So hopefully Quaybanks will be wanting to change their fortune and get back around and win that one. Then you've got the Richmond Reds 5-3 against the Dickens Heath Demons 5-3. So that's a very good one there. Because the Richmond Reds are currently sitting in 7th on a 2-game win streak. Deacons are sitting in 4th. So there could be a big change in the top 6. Norwich Mustard Men 5-3 against the probably informed team, the Lemony Fresh. Looking to go 4-5 and hoping to put Mustard Men at 5-4. And then we've got the Darlington Dragons 3-5 against Gothenburg Angels 5-3. So Gothenburg Angels were hoping to bounce back, but they've either not set their team and it's not looking very promising. But closest game. Then you've got Battle of the 5-3s, Yeovil Winners against the Turbo Titans. So that's 5 against 6. Then we've got the Cork Red Army coming up against the Guildford Raptors. So somebody's going to go 2-7, unless you somehow manage to tie, which does happen, but not very often. So I'll be keeping an eye on the bottom game because that should be a nice one. But I will say the game of the week. I'll go for the Norwich Mustard Men against the informed Lemony Fresh. I know there's a lots of close games, but that one there, after what happened to Lemony Fresh, I'd like to see them get to 4-5. But then, if they miss out by one game, it's going to be really, really sore. But keep on winning. You never know what's going to happen. Then we'll go on to Maze Howe Division now. So we've got another couple of high-scoring games and a couple of close ones too. So we'll start at the very top, the Belfast Benchwarmers with 275-33 up against 189 Bognor Regis Falcons. So Belfast got to 4-4, Bognor Regis slipped to 5-3. So it's a bit of a sore loss, but there's not much you can do when you come up against 275 points because you're not going to beat anybody. You're not. If somebody gets that much points against you, there's very, 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 very some chance you might actually catch them. So you just have to bite it and just go on to the next week. Then you've got the 2-5 Birmingham Giants, 216 points coming up against the Dartford Destroyers, you go 4-4 with a very close 222.11 win over 21631. So it's a nice win for the Darlow Destroyers. It pushes them up to 6th spot. Birmingham Giants slipped down to 10th spot. And the Portland Lumberjacks are bounding on. So 6-2, 232 points coming up against the Gloucester Bull Pack, 169. On a 5-game losing streak. It's hard to believe it's a long time ago since they were 2-1. And of course, this is the one with the trade. Cavite Porkers, 238.51 against 222.41 Crew Juggernauts. And that was the difference. When Wales says, yes, no bother, you can put Devontae Smith in because you weren't around to put him in the team and it was sitting with an empty spot. At the time, I think he'd only scored 7 points, but then he goes on and scores a touchdown and goes on to win the game. So Cavite Porkers go on a 2-game win streak and move up to 9th spot. Wales slipped to 4-4, but still one of the second highest scoring team in the league. So I can't imagine they're going to be thinking. They are on a 4-game losing streak, so they're going to have to try and snap out of that pretty quick because it could get out of hand very, very fast. Now we've got the Burnham Trust Pandas go 5-3 over the Sandbach Sunsets, go 4-4, 224 to 191. But it isn't really that much of a difference when it comes to these crazy points. But you've got Burnham Trust Pandas move up to 4th spot, and the Sandbach Sunsets drop down to 7th spot. But Burnham Trust Pandas are on a 3-game win streak, so they're doing pretty well. And of course, the form team, or the top team, not one of their highest scores, but he's not going to care. A win's a win. So 211 points, 193. I wonder if at any point it looked like he wasn't going to win it. We lost Waller, so he's going to have to look for a tight end. No, I was wondering if there's any. Oh, so yeah, it's nice win there for Dylan. That gets him to 7-1. And probably looking quite good. There we go. Because you've got one himself, one is the one that's 7-1. You've got the Portland Lumberjacks at 6-2, Wagner Regis Falcons and the Burnham Trust Pandas at 5-3. Then you've got a few at 4-4, Crew Juggernauts, Darlow Destroyer, Sandbach Sunset, Belfast Benchwarmers. The team on a roll, Cavite Porkers at 3-5, Birmingham Giants 2-6, Ryan 8 and Gloucester 2-6. So one or maybe 2 wins. Maybe 3 because they're all so close together, but it's looking good for the Whitworth Educators, especially after they won in their Rousey Cup as well. So we'll now move on to the Marvick Head Division. Oh, hold on. I shall go back. I never picked my game of the week for week 9. Choose on my division, forget about that. So you got Birmingham Giants 2-6 against the Belfast Benchwarmers 4-4, looking to go to 5-4. Wagner Regis 5-3 up against the 4-4 Darlow Destroyers. Obviously, Darlow would love to win that and get them all tied up at 5-4. Cavite Porkers 3-5 against the Gloucester Bull Pack, so they have a good chance to go 3 wins in a row and get closer to the pack. You've got the Portland Lumberjacks 6-2 against the Crew Juggernauts, who, oh wow, what's wrong with their team? We've got McCaffrey in a bye, Amon St Brown in a bye, Evan Ingram on a bye, Greenlaw on a bye. Oh, they're going to be on the agents here. They're just going to call it quits and go for the loss because it's not looking very good. Crew Juggernauts. You don't want to give McGonagall an easy win, but it's certainly looking that way at the moment. Then you go out for the Educators, trying to go for 8. So 8. Try to go for 6 wins in a row to get to 8-1. Are going up against the Sandbach Sunsets 4-4. You'd be wanting to bounce back after last week's loss. Then you've got this could be a nice wee one down here. You've got the Burnham Trust Pandas, the 1-5-3 up against the 2-5 Rainy Cardinals. I don't think really realistically, unless they go for a crazy run, but they are on a 6-game losing streak after being 2-0. And Burnham Trust Pandas, who are 3-game win streak, sitting at 4. So they'll want to win to keep their place in the top 4 and hope that the Wagner Regis Falcons slip up so they can tip into the top 3 because it's getting closer and closer to the stage where the playoffs will be happening. So we'll see how that one goes. But the game of the week for me will be Portland Lumberjacks against the Crew Juggernauts. So I'd like to see the Crew Juggernauts break the losing streak because they were flying in the first 4 games, but the last 4 games just been killing them. But then up against McGonagall, who's on a 3-game win streak, so one streak's got to go. Well, yeah, one's going to get worse, and one's going to get better. But hopefully, it'll be a close game, closer than the score prediction. That's fine for sure. But you're going to have to do some through either some more trading or find an absolute gem of free agency, which is getting harder and harder to do now. So we'll step on to the Marwick Head division. Thank you this time properly. So the first game up there, we've got St Helens Eagles against the Southampton Dockers. Southampton Dockers go 6-2, and St Helens Eagles slip to 2-6. It's 223 to 166. Not that close, to be honest. Aaron broke the duck. Maybe this is why Craig didn't want to come on. So Aaron's now gone up to 4-4. He's broke his losing streak, beating the Nottingham Rebels, who are now 3-5, 231 to 211. So pretty closest game, to be honest. But still not much from Higgins, DJ Moore. Or Trey McBride, 39 points. Come on, who saw that one coming? So, but obviously Aaron did because he put him in his team. If he didn't put him in his team, he wouldn't have won. So, well done, Aaron. It's a good putting him in your squad helped you this week. Then you've got the 6-2 Kilmarnock Kings, 210 against 178 for the Peterhead Bloody Jets. And tell me after last week's game, they are Bloody Jets. But nice win for Kilmarnock Kings. Then you've got Chester Hurricanes, 264 to 239. One Dave Hendel. It's a bit of a sore one. That's slipping down to 5th spot at 5-3. Chester Hurricanes jumping up to 6th spot at 4-4. So 239 points with that. How many games? Basically, you'd beaten everybody else in the league. Is that right? Yeah. So you've got to be unlucky. You came second highest scoring team in the league. Unfortunately, came up against the top scoring team in the league. So Prescott and Lamb, is it? Diggs, Thomas, Henry, Powell. No Lamb, but still, Prescott with 44 points is certainly going to help you. And Gus the Bus. That'll do it. It cost me a league in my home league as well, that one. Well, plus a couple of other things. Now, I've got a nice little close one there, but unfortunately, Graham loses out to Melbourne Supremacy. 6-2 for each of them, 187 to 175. Drops the Bonnie Cowboys at the second spot and helps the Kilmarnock Kings go up to the top spot. Melbourne Supremacy jumping up to third spot on a 2-win streak. And of course, with that win by the Southampton Dockers, a 2, they get him up to 4th spot. Clipper Richard Warriors fall down to 5th spot. And down the bottom there, Shawnee Boy gets his 2nd win and gets Adam his 6th loss. So they're both 2-6. Adam sitting above him because he scored a lot more points, but still it was a good win and a very close win. 236.37 against 233.06. And of course, there's always the possibility that this one is close enough that it could be done by a score correction, but you're hoping not. Obviously, Adam's lost Kirk Cousins. Who's he got on his bench? Well, he's got Brock Purdy, but is he on a bye week this week? Yeah. So he's going to be quarterback shopping after losing. Not the best time to lose him. If he'd lost him in the middle of next week, he'd be fine because Purdy will be in. But unfortunately, he's lost him when Purdy's on his bye week the next week. And obviously, Bangam Shark, Joe Burrow, CD Lamb will help you. Pittman again, Ingram. Yeah, it was a good win by Sean. Gets him to 2-6. Obviously, up to 10th spot. St Helens goes down to 6. You've got 4 teams on 2-6, 1 and 3 and 5, 2 and 4 and 4, 1, 5 and 3, and then you've got 4 at 6 and 2. So this league is wide open, especially when you keep on beating each other. That doesn't really help. So on to week 9, who we got? We've got St Helens Eagles against the Nottingham Rebels. So chance to go 4 and 5 in Nottingham, or 3 and 6 with St Helens. Aaron, after a good win last week, comes up against Southampton Dockers 6 and 2. So this will be the sort of ones that he needs to win if he wants to make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens there. But good luck, Aaron. Then we've got the Whitchurch Warriors 5 and 3, hoping to, well, looking like they should basically have a bye. We can get to 6 and 3 against the Peterhead Bloody Jets unless something really strange happens. The Kilmarnock Kings 6 and 2 up against the Chester Hurricanes 4 and 4. So there's every possibility that the number 1 spot could swap again, going by looking at some of these games. Then you've got Adam trying to get the 3rd win after losing last week against the Bonnie Cowboys, looking to bounce back. Graham would dying to get back to that top spot. Then you've got the Melbourne Supremacy up against the 2 and 6 Bangor Sart. So probably the game of the week will be Royal Arsenal Riots against Southampton Dockers. Closely followed by the Kilmarnock Kings and Chester Hurricanes. But I'll go for that one because it's Aaron and Ramtad. So that'll be the game of the week at Marwick Head. So good luck, Aaron. Craig's not here, so I can say that, so it's no bother. Then we'll get onto the Dwarfy Stain. And a nice win for Mr. Sim up the top there against the Wakefield 49ers. So he's up to, is that 2 wins in a row now for Alan, is it? So I think he's avoiding me in Tesco, so he's not seen me. But yeah, 2 wins in a row. So that's a nice win for Alan. Gets you up to 2nd spot at 230 points. You've got to feel sorry for Wakefield 49ers. 211 points is a good score. But unfortunately not when you come up against 230. Jacob's finally got a touchdown and did some work. So they got Rashid Shaheed with that 153 yards and 3 receptions. That'll kill you. But he doesn't catch short passes. He only catches ones that are about 30 yards long. So it's a good win. Well done, Alan. And then we've got the South Carolina Broncos 6 and 2, getting a win against the Philwood Patriots. Another game that both teams have scored over 200 points. So it's another close one. But that'll get the South Carolina Panthers up to 4th spot. And the Philwood Patriots slipped down to 7th spot. But at one point it was a 4 and 4 and a 3 and 4, but they're now both 4 and 4. A great win for Keltman. 255.88 to another 200 point, 228.34. Dobos Darlow Diamonds, a bit of a tongue twister, that one. But obviously, Dover Darlings are sitting in 5th, and Kirkwall Cowboys in a 3-game win streak are sitting in 6th. But I think it's 200 points or something like that. The Dover Darlings are actually above them per point scored. So there's a bit of a gap to get, but if they keep on winning, who knows what can happen because it's getting pretty close up there. You got the Lancashire Bombers actually losing to the London Eagles, who were 2 and 5 at the time, 229 to 190. So that's one of the few teams that didn't get over 200 points. But you have an off day, but you're still sitting at 6 and 2. You're still sitting in 3rd spot. You still scored loads of points, so you should be pretty safe. Next up, the highest scoring team of the week, and in the 300 club also, we've got Tony Harrison, who's also leading the Orkney Charity Bowl points total at the moment not by a lot, but he's clinging on at the top there. So he's now gone 7 and 1, looking very, very good at 319 and 96 points against the Bluetooth Texans, who in one of those weeks scores 200 points, but you lose by over 114 points. It's just not much you can do there, Michael. It's just unlucky. It's a great score. Unfortunately, you come up against an even mightier score. So you're sitting at 1 and 7. Obviously, you've got the Manchester Spinners having a close one against Mr. Stephen Grote there. Gorgie Vikings, 191 to 186. So scraping up to his 3rd win there. Okay. And you got to feel a bit sorry for Mark there because Grote's only scored 1,300 points. But he's managed to get to 3 wins. That's all that matters. Up to the highest scoring team, sitting on top at 7 and 1, but you've got to expect that when you score 300 points. And nearly 100 points more than the team in 2nd. But still, Allen's bouncing back nicely well, sitting at 6-2, sitting in second place. You've got Lancaster Bombers in third place and South Carolina's in fourth place. Dover Darlings, who've actually scored more points than the South Carolina Broncos, but just these things happen. Sitting at 4-4 against with the Kirkwall Cowboys at 4-4 also. The Fulwood Patriots and the Wakefield 49ers at 3-5, along with the London Eagles and the Gorgie Vikings. And then Manchester Spinners and the Lowley Bluetoon Patriots with 1,800 points against. Again, the one that's got 1,400 for, which is more than some, but not a lot. But 1,800 points again, that's got to probably be the most points against. So you've got to feel a bit unlucky at that one. And to week 9, who we got? We've got 2, 3, and 5s against each other. The Wakefield 49ers against the Fulwood Patriots. So when it's that pretty close up there, you really, the way you could potentially end up in 6th if you get the results going your right way. So that's definitely a good one. You've got 2 6-2s. Allen against the South Carolina Broncos. This would be a good one for Allen to win, but I guess he's not checked his team because he's always got Lawrence on a bye. That. Oh, he's going to have to go shopping for a quarterback because he's got Lawrence on a bye and Kirkwall's on IR. Got 4-man. Oh, there could be a sore loss, Alan, but you don't really want to obviously give up Cousins. You'll be done for the year, so you will have to go shopping for a quarterback or trying to trade for a quarterback. You can always try and trade with one of the lower teams, but it depends what they want to give up to get a quarterback. But you're definitely going to need one because Lawrence is doing well, but he's not the greatest quarterback in the world. Next up, we have the 4-4 Dover Darlow Diamonds against the 3-5 London Eagles. It's like a tongue twister, that one, but I got it right that time, so that's quite a good one. But that should be a good game also. Again, London Eagles on a 1-game win streak. Dover was losing last week, but if they lose, London Eagles win, they'll score more points, which potentially still be above them, but be tied on games, which is not really what they want. You've got the Lancaster Bombers, who are on a 1-game losing streak, going up against the Keltmen, who are on a 3-game win streak, and I'm pretty sure they were the highest scoring team in the league division last week. So if they can find the boys, they might get a chance to go 5-4 and put a dent in Lancaster Bombers. We've got South London Rebels, 7-1, destroying everybody, up against the Manchester Spinners. And if you do win that one, it could be probably a surprise of the season because it's going to be a hard one. I have to admit, I can't really see South London Rebels not getting to 8-1, to be honest. And a nice wee derby down the bottom there. The Bluetoon Texans 1-7 against the Gorgie Vikings. So can Amos sneak a win and get to 2-7. That'd be so cool. I know Grote's wanting to get to 4-5, but it'd be good to see the Bluetoon Texans get to 2-7. But it'd be a close one. It won't be. It's not the tie of the league, but I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how that one turns out. Myself, I think it's got to be South Carolina Broncos against the Kirkwall Raiders. It's going to be. It should be. Looking at it until he finds a quarterback and has a bit of luck, it's going to be a bit one-sided, but it's fantasy football. Anything can happen. As well, yeah. Sometimes you look like you're going to win by a lot and end up losing by a lot. So good luck to everybody that's playing this week. And that's all the games. And, well, Craig should be back on next week. Hopefully, because I feel like talking. It's like, I know I've got 3 kids, I'm used to talking to myself, but it's not quite doing the same in a podcast talking to yourself. And obviously, it's a lot quicker with just one, but it's nice to talk to somebody. Anyway, so good luck, everybody, this week, apart from Doug, who I'm actually playing against this week, so I really don't want you to win, Doug. Sorry. You can win every other week, just not this week. Thank you for watching, or I think one person watched, but good luck, everybody.